Hello friends, this is Rahul Singh. So today we will discuss about the incident rule of RSA Netwitness. So we will discuss today how to create incident rule in RSA Netwitness. So basically in the any SOC environment there is a SIM which SIM generates alerts, and that alert is converted into the incident, and then SOC analyst work on that incident. But in the most of the cases, uh, eh, each SOC environment uses some third-party incident tool like Archer, ServiceNow, Remedy. But if you are not using that, you can use the RSA inbuilt incident management feature. So today we'll discuss RSA Netwitness incident management rule, how to create rule and how to manage incident. Okay, so let's get started. So we will go to the configure tab. Okay, now in configure tab there is a one option called incident rules. Okay, here we'll click on it. Here we can create new incident rule. Okay, so let's how to create the incident rule. So first I will tell you, there are by default rules. There are some of the by default rules which is already there, given by RSA Netwitness. So I will explain you by taking one of the so let's take example of the suspected command and control communication. Okay, click on it. So here there are some parameters that is given. You need to fill up the form. It's like here you have to provide the incident name. What will be the incident name depends on your requirement, depends on your incident type. You can give a suitable name, and that will appear in a that will appear as an incident name. Okay, here you can give description. So what is that incident, what all about that incident, just you can give a small description about the incident. So the incident name is suspected command and control communication by domain. Okay, this is the incident name. So what is that incident describes here? It is this is the incident rule that captures suspected communication with command and control server and groups result by domain. Okay, so this is saying that it with this rule captures the any communication with command and control, and also it is grouping all the incident, all the alerts on the name of domain name. So suppose if there are multiple alerts on same domain, so it will aggregate all the alerts in a single incident. So if there are 10 alerts on a single domain, you don't want to 10 different incident to be triggered. So aggregation is important. So to avoid too much incident, you can use aggregation feature. Okay, so how to use aggregation I will tell you later. Okay, now here we have to define condition. Okay, so here there are two modes where in which you can write condition. One is rule builder, another is advanced. So advanced, in which you have to define some query. Okay, and that will be little bit difficult, and that is used for very advanced in incident, when you want to create some any very complex incident, and you want to capture any complex requirement, you have any complex requirement, then you can go for the advanced mode. But most of the time we use rule builder. Rule builder gives you the simple UI option where you can just select the met fields and operators and value. So for example, here uh, you can choose the rule builder, and here there is how to join these conditions together. You need to select one option, that is all of these, any of these, none of these. Okay, so first I will tell you how to add condition. So here this is the default rule given by RSA Netwitness, so I will not edit anything, but just I'm explaining you. Here there are two conditions are defined. Okay, one is source. Here you just once you click on it, it will give you a drop down and it give you multiple option, you can where you can choose the field. So here it is selected source is equal to or not equal to, there are two options. So here it is chosen is equal to, and value is event stream analysis. Okay, so here there are multiple source. If you are choosing this source field, then this value will automatically give you a drop down method where you can choose the source from where the alert will come. Okay, so this is the event stream analysis. You can choose malware analysis, netwitness endpoint, reporting engine. So depends on your requirement from where on for which event you want to trigger this incident. So choose that source. Okay, so here it is chosen, event stream analysis, ESA. Now the second condition is defined alert rule ID is equal to suspected CNC. Here you can see there is a no drop down because here you have to give some static value. Here you can edit. Okay, so the static value must be matched. So you cannot randomly give any value. So this value must be present in your event or alert. Okay, otherwise because it will look for the exact match. Okay, so suspected CNC. So there are two conditions defined. The source will be event stream analysis, means the alert will be coming from the event stream analysis. Or now the alert ID is equal to suspected CNC, this field. Okay, now here is the action. In action panel you can define what action to be taken if all this condition will match. So here there is two options. One is group into an incident or suppress the alert. So if you click on suppress alert, so it will suppress that alert. Okay, nothing will happen. But if you choose group into incident, most of the time we choose group into an incident. So here it is chosen domain for suspected CNC. Okay, you can choose other field as well, like alert type, but at a time you can choose only two group by field. Okay, so let me delete alert type. uh, why it is not okay. Okay, okay, so yeah, so here it is in domain for suspected CNC. Group by means, so it will group the different alerts, sorry, the similar kind of alerts in a single incident. Suppose if there is a one alert triggered on a particular CNC. Okay, CNC name, for example, let me give you example. Okay, suppose your internal host is communicating with some external, some CNC command and control server whose domain is Trojan, like okay, Trojan.com. Okay, this is a domain name. Okay, so if we have applied group by on CNC, so this rule will look at this CNC domain name. Okay, and whenever any communication happen to this domain name, alert that incident will be triggered. First time, if the first match, the incident will be triggered. But after some time again, the same the same domain name present in the alert, then it will not create separate incident. It will do what? It will just put in the bucket. Okay, it will just put all the similar kind of alert into one incident. Okay, this is the feature of aggregation. But till what? 7 days. Here you have to define the time period. Here it is defined 7 days. 7 days means if if there are multiple alerts from trojan.com. Okay, okay, and okay, so if the alert matches trojan.com till 7 days, okay, it will not create a separate incident. It will aggregate all the alert from trojan.com in a one incident till 7 days. If this time period expires and again then matches after that, once the time period expires, if the incident matches any sorry alert matches with the trojan.com domain, it will create another rule, another incident, because that time period has been expired. Okay, so this saves the this will avoid creation of multiple incident of similar kind of incident. Okay, now here you can you write a title summary. Okay, the security analytics detected communication with group by value that may be command and control malware. Okay, so here you can define some brief summary about the incident so that it will appear. So whenever any SOC analyst work on this incident, they can see what this incident all about and what to check, how to do investigation. A small summary you can write here. Just investigation steps you can write, to what to check in that, if that incident triggers, then how to do investigation, what to check. So all these things you can write here so that analyst can see and just work on it. Now the third the next thing is category. You have to assign some category. Okay, so this is the CNC uh, kind of incident, so you need to assign some, you have to give some category to this incident. So let me choose some suitable category. Let's find if something matches. Okay, yes, C2. So here there is a C2. Okay, so the you can assign the similar kind of, say, similar matching category to this incident. Okay, now here you assign the analyst. If whenever this incident triggers, it will automatically assign to this analyst. Here there are two users. One is admin, one is second is me. So I am assigning this to me. So whenever this incident trigger, it will automatically will be assigned to my name. Okay. Now there's priority. Okay. So here you can choose the priority. There are three options. In the right hand side you can define the score. So 90 means critical, 50 means high, medium means 20, 1 means low. Okay, so you can change according to your requirement. Here you can increase and decrease according to your requirement. Now there are three criteria where you can define the priority. Okay, so average of the risk score, all of the alerts. So it will average the score of the all the alerts and it will give you one final priority or score. But in the high second one, the highest score available across all the alerts. So it will check the highest score. If there are three alerts, three different alerts, so it will check which alert has a highest value that will be assigned to this. Okay, now number of third option is number of the alert in the time window. Okay, so it will check how many number of it will check the count of the events and within that particular time period, and based on that criteria it will assign the priority or score. Okay, so we have discussed all the fields here. This is the demo example. This is a given by RSA Netwitness by default. Now uh, I will show you by creating one separate rule. Let me cancel it. I will not. Okay. Okay. So to create new rule, go to the create. Okay. Here you have to give one rule. So before creating one rule, I'll give you one example. Suppose let me go to the ESA rule. Okay. ESA. Sorry. Configure ESA rule. Okay. So in RSA Netwitness, we write correlation rule on ESA. Okay. So these are the ESA rules. So whenever the event matches with this condition with this rule, it will create one alert, and that alert will be converted into the incident. Okay, that's depending on your requirement criteria. For example, this is the one ESA rule. Okay, we have created one ESA rule. Okay, whenever this alert triggers, this rule triggers, it will create alert, and I want that alert to be converted into the incident so that our SOC analyst can work on it and remediate that incident. Okay, so let me go to the again incident. So I will give one suitable name, so I can give the same name as the alert. Okay, but I can remove the custom sample, but you can give your own name according to your requirement, according to your environment. So depends on you. For example, I have chosen this name, and I will just give this description, some description. You can write description according to your rule. Okay, so though I have given name, I have given description. Now choose rule builder. Okay, now here one condition is already there. Okay, now on what basis I want to create the this incident, so I will choose alert name. Okay, this is the alert name because I want to convert this alert into the incident. So I will copy this alert name and I will paste here. Okay, the alert name should be whenever this alert triggers, whenever this alert triggers, the condition will be matched and the incident will be triggered. Okay, so I have given one condition, and according to your requirement you can choose any other condition. Depending on your requirement, you can choose domain, device type, file analysis, file name, MD5. Okay, so depends on your uh, requirement, you can choose. You can risk score, you can choose a risk score, you can define risk score here 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Depending on your requirement you can give. So just I have given okay 50. So I have given two conditions to create a rule. Now I will group into the incident. Okay, so how I want to group on the basis of alert name. Why on the basis of alert name? Because if this alert triggers, if this alert triggers 10 times in 1 hour, so we don't want 10 different incident triggered for the same alert. We want to trigger one incident for the same alert, and the next incident will, next alert trigger, it will be aggregated in one incident. Okay, so I have chosen aggregation on the alert name, but depending on requirement you can choose on what field you want to aggregate that event. Okay, now here you can define time period. So in 2 hours, if the same alert triggers, it will aggregated, okay, in one incident. Now we have defined grouping option, now incident option. So it will come by default, don't edit this, just leave it alone. And here you can define any description. It depends on your requirement, you can define anything. Just here you can write simple investigation steps, what to check, and this is optional. Okay, now category, I will choose any suitable category if I can find. Social spam, phishing, so I can choose phishing because this is related to mail. Okay, non-SMTP traffic on TCP port 25 containing executable, so I can just give phishing mail. Okay, now assign any analyst. Okay, you can choose any score. Now click on save. Okay, so it's saying there is another rule of the same name, please modify or change the its uniqueness. Okay, so if there is on a same, if there is a rule already rule present of the same name, then it will show error. So I will make little changes here. Okay, but in your environment don't do any random changes. Okay, so you have to give the exact name which is there in the rule, in the ESA rule. Okay, otherwise this incident will not match, the condition will not match, and this incident will not trigger. Okay, but for demo purpose I am just changing the name little bit. Okay, and make sure the rule should be enabled. Click on that. Once you save, the rule will be enabled. Okay, here you can see here there are two different same rule. This is the already present rule. Okay, yes, so the bottom one that we have created just now. Okay, this one is the we have created right now, because this is the I have added one s in the last. Okay, so we have learned how to create incident rules. Here you can import, export, enable, disable, clone. Suppose if I want to disable this rule, or suppose you just click on the delete, it will, the rule will be deleted. If you want to create similar kind of rule, just click on the clone icon, and it will create similar kind of rule. It will clone you. You can disable the rule by just by clicking on it. You can export it. You can import, or you can create another rule here. Now, whenever this rule triggers, this incident triggers, where will you see? So I will tell you how to check how many incident has been triggered and when. So you will see in monitor tab, in respond tab. So I will take you in the respond tab. Okay, here click on the respond tab. Okay, now here are three options. One is incident, alert, and task. So two option is very important. One is alert and incident. So in case if you are using any third party tool like Archer, ServiceNow, so in that case you have to only just forward this alert, only alert. Whenever the ESA rule triggers, it will create an alert, and that will come under the alert tab. Okay, and the left hand side you can see the multiple filters on which you can filter out the result alert. So first here is the time. If you want to see the alert triggered in last hour, click on it. It will display all the alert triggered in the last hour. Okay, in 3 hours you can see here. Right now this in my lab environment there is a no any alert triggered, so there will be no any alert, so it will not display here. Also you can click on all data last 30 days, and also for customized date you can choose any start date. Okay, end date. Okay, depends on your custom requirement, you can choose. Now here based on the type, correlation, if you want to check any correlation rule, just tick on the correlation rule. It will display all the correlation alerts here. If you want to file share alerts, tick on the file share. It will display all the rules related to file share and correlation both. If you want to remove correlation, just untick it. It will remove the all correlation rules from here. Okay, now this is the basis of type. There are multiple criteria you can choose on, and it will display the rule alerts. Now on the basis of source, endpoint, event stream analysis, malware analysis, so there are multiple sources from where the alerts may came. So can choose ESA, so ESA alert will come here, it will display here. So depending on your requirement you can select and unselect it. Okay, and whenever any alert triggers, the name of the alert will be displayed here. Right now there is a no alert, so no name is displaying here, so it will be recorded here. Just you can choose that alert name, and it will the alert rule name will be listed here. For example, This is the SMTP, non-SMTP traffic on TCP port 25 containing is executable. This is the rule name. Okay, so okay, that rule name will be displayed here. Now whenever you click on it, it will give you how many alerts, that number of alerts which is triggered on that rule here. Okay, this is the alerts. Now we go to the incident. Okay, so earlier we have created one incident rule. So whenever that incident match is triggered, it will appear here. Okay, here you can see the incident. So in my lab environment there is no incident because no, I don't have any real-time data coming into it. So there is no incident. I could not show you the, but I can show you overall how the incident came and how to filter out. So the very much similar like alerts, like you can choose the data. If you want to choose the alert incident trigger in last 24 hours, you can just select time range. You can choose custom data range and it will display the incident. On the basis of incident ID, you can just type the incident number. It will display that incident. Now on the basis of priority, if you want to see all the low priority incident, just click on it, low priority. It will display all the low priority incident here. And you want to check some critical incident, so it will display all low priority and critical incident here. Now you want to see only critical incident, just uncheck the low priority and tick the critical critical option, so it will show all the critical uh, incident. Now on the basis of status, okay, so there are multiple status like new status, assigned, in progress, task requested, task completed, closed, and closed, false, false tips. So based on that you can just select you can just tick on the status and the new incident will be displayed here. Assigned will be displayed here. Now you want to see all the closed incident, it will display here. Okay, now based on the assignee, so this is the admin and this is my name. So you want, suppose you have 5 members of analyst and you want to see how many incident assigned to this user is analyst, that will be displayed here. Just to choose and it will be displayed here. Okay, so this is the overall for incident rule, how to create incident rule and how to manage it. Okay, so bye bye, see you in the next video.